Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crime Time with True Oracle. I'm Lady Zelda, and today we're going to be talking about Miss Wendy Williams. I remember Wendy, I followed her for such a long time. This is something that is just bothersome. I remember back in the late 1990s when she was a DJ at the radio station, Hot 97 in New York. She made an allegation, and she started talking about Sean Diddy Combs, and she especially mentioned his personal lifestyle and a personal preference. Now, you know what? We don't care. We're not going to get into it, but evidently that fueled Sean Combs, P. Diddy. She had problems, and word on the street is once all that started happening, Sean Combs called the owner of the radio station and said, "Get rid of her. I want her gone," and she was fired shortly after that. She traveled and moved on, but from that moment on, they've had a tumultuous relationship, and there's been problems and allegations of mishandlings and money, and now most recently in the news, we saw TMZ had film of her locked away, supposedly, allegedly, in a room with windows, and she was pounding on the windows saying that her son was abusing her finances, and she was crying and begging people to let her out, and people have said that she's got dementia. Let's look into this. Let's look into Wendy Williams and see what's going on. And we'll go from there. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Now, Wendy Williams is the zodiac sign of Cancer, and Sean Combs is the zodiac sign of Scorpio. So we're going to see. We're using a beautiful foil deck tarot today. We're using the fiery Cartomancy deck and a Kipper deck. I'm going to lay out a foundation for this dear girl. And we're going to see, in fact, I'm going to add one more deck of cards here. Just because, right? We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know, right? We're going to add the Cartomancy deck with the House of Zelda. We're going to put that over there. Now, we're going to lay out a foundation with this Kipper deck for Wendy. Spirit guides, angels, we're asking about Wendy Williams today. Can you give us any insight, guidance, and direction? What's happening with her? What's going to happen? She had some medical problems. Do you remember when she would just be on her talk show and just fade out? How horrible it was? I think that's Wendy there. An official person. Marriage. Main female. I don't know who that could be. Both Wendy, but we're going to see. This marriage card is a commitment. She's made a commitment, and I think this is someone in her life that is overseeing her. Maybe it could be a lawyer, it could be a financial advisor. She says that her son has been misusing her finances, but then just maybe within the last few days, she was in Miami visiting her father for his birthday. So we're going to see. Distant horizons, yes, she's doing everything that she can to distance herself from this situation until somebody gets to the bottom of it. We're going to lay out these beautiful tarot cards and see where we're going. We're going to see where we're going. King of Pentacles. That's interesting. A Hermit card, which is very Virgo, very earthy. Three of Pentacles. Doesn't surprise me. The Four of Wands and the Magician card. You know, this one thing about Wendy is it seems like this lady bounces back. Just bounces back. Now, I can't diagnose medical on here, and I can't talk about things legally because I'm not a lawyer. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not a medical professional. We are a tarot, oracle, card reading, psychic channel. We talk about crimes. We talk about situations. So that's why we're here. This King of Pentacles, definitely, there has been, she's made a lot of money, and there have been some situations. In fact, she banked at Wells Fargo. It's my understanding. And this was even a few years ago that her accounts were blocked, that someone brought in guardianship documentation. She says that her signature was forged, and they locked down her accounts. And somebody came through and said she had a medical situation and that she was not capable of taking care of her finances, and somebody had a guardianship. Talk about a mess. But this is a healing in her finances. This is her getting it together. Now, personally, do I feel that she's in the dire straits medically, that what she is? Personally, I question that. I don't know. I question that. But you see, we have the Hermit card here, and you see that star in the lantern that he's holding up? That's a 6-pointed star from Solomon. There's a lot of wisdom and understanding behind this whole thing. Do I feel that Sean Combs was behind some of this? I do. I do, based on and past readings that I've done for her. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This card is interesting that it comes up because it's the Three of Pentacles. You see, there is a builder's maul right here that he is holding. Now, a builder's maul, and you see there's brick or block or whatever that is of this building, but builder's maul is something that a person uses when they're building using block and brick to make sure that it is level. They use it to tap things into the ground to make sure that you're building on a big, good, steady, level foundation. There's two people coming to this fella, and you can see this one, it looks like this lady has a plan. She's got it all drawn out. She's got it written out. And they're coming to him for advice. Now, this could actually also be a card in which corporately someone is seeking advice. But I think that it is Wendy seeking advice. And here we've got the professional person who is either a law professional, a financial professional, and possibly even both. She's getting some help here. There's a commitment to help her. I think this is her knowing that she's got to be in a mature way because she's frustrated. And in the past, she has come out, just blazing, just blazing. And, all right, so we got a little excited there and I moved the camera. All right, so here we go. Sorry about that. So she came out blazing with accusations and pointing the finger, and that was not very well received. And I think that's when the perpetual started hitting the fan, if you know what I mean. It affected not only her family, but her home especially. And now there's an issue with her son. I hope she gets it worked out. But yes, this is the main, this is Wendy. Now, with this card is telling me that they're making a plan, that they're working through some things. They're going to be, I think, challenging, and she should be challenging these things to make sure that she's on the right track and that she's not losing any money. Now, she's got the Magician card out here, and I like to call it the Manifestation card. This deck is so beautiful. Look at this. You see this, he's got the infinite symbol above his head. He's got all four elements laying there on the table. He's ready to start work. And he's going to put things into fruition. He's going to put things into motion because you see he's got a red cloak on, and that is power. It is compassion, passion, even love, but especially control in this particular situation. One hand up, one hand down means as above, so is below. Meaning they got to get on the right frequency. They got to get on the right track. And I think, once again, that's why she comes out more as a mature woman. She's handling this now in a more mature way instead of, because before she would just break out and say all these things. And I think that she lost a lot of her credibility. I know she did. Let's say out some of these cards. See what's happening. There is the Ace of Hearts. King of Hearts can be this fellow. Ten of Diamonds. The Jack of Hearts. Lots of hearts cards. And that Five of Spades. Since Sean has been incarcerated, she made a remark that things have slowed down some. I think he's got bigger fish to fry than to be, if that is true, allegedly. He's got bigger fish to fry now, instead of worrying about Wendy and her opinion of him and his personal choices. Let me say that. This is definitely him, because he is a water sign, and so is that king. And this is a timing card. I can't remember when he was arrested. Maybe one of you can chime in and let me know. But this is a timing card for last autumn. So it could have been then when he was arrested or incarcerated, or the problems really started with him. This is her son. So could there be a connection between him and the son? I think that's more plausible than anything. But I'm going to say this is a card in which is definitely wrapped around the home as well. See, we've got this reference here of the Four of Wands. This Four of Wands, a fiery element, which says, if you're looking at angel numbers and 1111, I think she's got some guidance over her, because she keeps coming, she keeps overcoming, which I like that. This is also a card of contentment, of knowing that you've got plans in place, knowing that you've got something getting ready to go on. Is that Sean? Yes. Yes, I believe that is him. This is a card of misunderstandings and jealousy. It is a card that basically says it's an unpleasant situation and it's frustration, and I do believe that that's him, the reflections of how he's feeling. But this Ten of Diamonds is a card in which it says there's something new on the horizon for Wendy, work-wise. She's going to be doing something new. Change is needed, and there's going to be some type of settling or settlement or money settling. It's going to be a much-needed change for Miss Wendy. I really like that. I want to lay out a couple of more of these, because sometimes for me, the Cartomancy tells the story just a little bit more, It's a preference. It's a preference. Now, this is interesting. The Seven of Spades is pointed toward, I'm going to just call this Sean up here, because he is. Both of them are water signs, but he is the male water sign, and that's him. But this 7 points to him, in which it says he needs to look at the situation a little closer. But this, initially when it started happening in 1997-ish, late 1990s, when she was at hot 19, can I say it? Please forgive me. When she was in New York at Hot 97 in the late 1990s, there we go, Zelda. That struck fear in his heart when she started talking about him and his personal life. It was groundless fears, but he took it very personally. And I believe that's what started the problem. Now, this particular card, definitely he has earned a lot of money. There was definitely an increase in not only money but power for him. But now he's got settlement money, and it's amazing because I just heard that he had settled a few civil cases, undisclosed amount, you can imagine. So this is going to get very interesting. Let's take a look at this House of Zelda. House of Zelda. I'm sorry, that's not right side up because we have to read them right side up. Hello. Change directions. And this is amazing because it's the Four of Clubs. And this is a card of change. You see how that works together here? But the Four of Clubs means way, way back in the day, I mean, a few centuries ago, when card reading came out and playing cards came before the tarot. It was said that people thought the Four of Clubs, when you look down upon it, looks like a four-poster bed. But there's a meaning there that is behind it. And the slang of this card means getting in bed with the devil. That means being somewhere you shouldn't be. Associating yourself with someone that you should not be. And I definitely believe that happened between Wendy and Sean. Now, do I feel that they were together intimately? No. I think that she heard things through the rumorville and repeated them. But then it shows that there needs to be a change of directions, because when you're involved in a situation like that, you better cut and run. That's all I'm going to say. And with her, she wouldn't let it go. That was her problem. The Two of Spades is a falsehood or being lied to with this. But not only is that, the Two of Spades means that there's a separation, a parting, even a divorce, a bad split. So yeah, there was some bad blood between the two of them. And he says that it was a lie. He says that it was a falsehood. And she says it was a secret. The Seven of Hearts means that, well, that it is something that progressively would grow. And it has. The allegations against Sean Combs since the late 90s have just skyrocketed. Let's get a final word. A final word from this. There we go. That's one that came out. But I want to draw another one. An Ace of Pentacles. This, the Lover's card, doesn't necessarily mean to be lovers, except that she was talking about that with his personal life. But it's also the card of Gemini. Gemini and Gemini. Gemini. Now, this is also saying that there's some enlightenment that is needed, because this is a mountain to overcome. This is working in several different ways to make sure that things are going to take a right path. And she needs to be working on that instead of worrying about him now at this point. She definitely has some other things that she needs to be concerned of, and this King of Pentacles tells us this. But she is going to recover. By the end of this year, there's going to be some change, much needed change, and I believe we're going to see Miss Wendy taking on a new project, taking on something more, and she needs to. She needs to walk away from this guy. She just needs to, in my opinion, let it go. Even if it's short term, even if it's now. She will be okay. Personally, I question what's going on with her. I do not know if it's induced by something. That remains to be seen. That's not my business, and I can't report on that here. But I do feel that she's going to come out of this. There's been a lot of allegations toward her, too, and I think it comes from this guy. So we've got a push and pull and a little professional, so to speak, tug of war there. They definitely are locking horns. But like I said, he's got bigger fish to fry. We're going to see some things. Now, I don't know what happened with last fall, but definitely by the fall of this year, we're going to see some things. Do I feel that Sean Combs will be released? No. Do I feel that he will see the light of day again? No, he will not. There's a lot of things that have to overcome. And I'm saying that, predicting that. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm predicting that there would have to be a lot of things that he and his legal beagle team would have to overcome. But Wendy is going to overcome. She's figuring out she's got to let it go. And then with this Ace of Pentacles, there is a brand new coming out of the cosmic unknowns. I'm going to say the heavens. This very earthy Ace of Pentacles saying that there will be a healing for her in her financial house. And definitely her home will start being healed because it's all with the attitude of Miss. And it's not her fault. She's just doing what she wants to do. I like her. I liked her show. But boy, it was scary when she would have those little bouts, wasn't it? Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you. We're going to continue to look up on Wendy. And do I feel that there may have been some little nefarious things going on? Yes. But we have to wait and see what's going on, okay? Please do us a favor. Subscribe, like, share, comment, if you will. And we're going to keep in touch. When we get to 4,000 subscribers here on Crime Time with True Oracle, we're going to have a giveaway. So you want to make sure that you subscribe and be here. Click that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Thanks so much. We really appreciate you. You take care. And bye for now.